Well,
one of the things.
I mean, I'm no expert, and I know that.
Yeah, but I am.
Yeah.
All right. This shit's gonna be a fun one. We got a warm-up bit today. First of all, how are you guys liking the warm-up bit intro? I know it's just a meme of some sort or another, but it's really all I can think of, and I didn't want to keep... God, motherfucker. I didn't want to keep putting up the under construction dog for like months, so I had to come up with something. And the only thing I could think of, because I'm thinking of other things... Anyways, I hope you enjoy. So, today's warm-up bit is going to be a big one. I'm going to be treading a fine line here because I'm going to talk about work. But again, I don't want you people to know what I fucking do. So, not because I'm embarrassed of it or anything like that. Honestly, I wish I could talk about work all the time. Like, dude, I have so many fucking work stories. But I'm going to tread the fine line of telling you enough without telling you too much. But I've got to tell this story. Alright. So, I go to this person's house to do 3 tasks. Right? 2 tasks inside, 1 task outside. Right. I pull up. I grab what I need for the first task. I go up to the door, knock on the door. Indian woman. Now look, there isn't anything racial about this, it's cultural, right? Indian woman. And I immediately go, oh fuck me. Because I have had, over the past couple of weeks, just a rash of shitty Indian customers. Like, look, they are special. This isn't an everybody's like this type of a thing. It's everybody's an asshole. All customers are assholes. But some customers, you just didn't get them on the right day and they're wonderful and pleasant. Other customers, but Indian customers take it to a whole new level. So, I'm like, alright, I'm here to do this first task. And she goes, no, I don't want you to do that first task. And I'm like, okay, I won't do the first task. Are we still doing the 2 other tasks? And she's like, yeah, that's what I want you to do. And I'm like, alright, cool. I go to put away the things I need for task 1 and to grab the things I need for task 2. Go back to the door, and she is on the phone with the office. And I'm like, here we go. She's bitching about the price now because I'm not doing task 1. So because I'm not doing task 1, she doesn't want to have to pay as much. She doesn't understand our plan. The reason she doesn't understand our plan is because she fucking well understands our plan. But if she doesn't understand our plan, we might come down on the price. It's one of those tactics that I love so much. If I annoy you enough, maybe you'll just cut me a deal. I hate that fucking tactic, but nevertheless, here we are. So she's on the phone with the office. I come in with the stuff for task 2. She begins to lead me over to task 2. Fantastic. Here we are. I begin to do task 2. She starts to complain about how I'm doing task 2. She wants task 2 done a certain way, and I'm like, actually, honestly, it's better that I do it this way because I'm a fucking professional that you have hired to come to your house to do this. She doesn't like what I'm doing. Maybe the price will come down. So, she's on the phone with the office as she tells me that I need to broaden the fucking need for things for task 2 so that I can do task 2 the way she wants task 2 done. Now she's getting frustrated with the office on the phone because they're putting her on hold so that she can go and talk to the big boss, and she's trying to talk to me to bitch me out about everything, and I'm trying to talk to her, but she's on the phone, so I'm just kind of sitting there patiently like... And so she decides to get pissy with the office. Look, the boss gets on and says, hey, how can I help you? And she's like, look, I'm going to have to call you back because you already hung up on me once and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like... Fuck me. Alright, here we go. And so she gets off the phone, and that is why I was so upset, because now I have to deal with her entirely focused on me. I was actually happy when she was splitting her focus to just make everything worse, so maybe the price will come down. And now she wants me to double up all the work. If I could tell you what I did for a living and why this is utterly fucking retarded, I would love to. But let me just tell you that doubling up the work really isn't making any difference. It's just costing us more money. Like, it's not gonna do anything worthwhile. If anything, it could make things considerably worse. Right? So I double everything up. We get through the entirety of one area, we move to another area. She is pointing at everything and leading me through everything, and the whole time bitching about the office to me. About how they used to be so great, but I don't know what's going on anymore with them. It must be new management. And I'm like, nope. So we get down to doing the rest of it. Task 2 is, I'm hoping, coming to a middle at least. I was very wrong. And look, she really pissed me off, man. Because at one point, I was starting to get frustrated. And I was like, look, you know, if you're unhappy with what's going on here, I can just go. And she goes, well, no, it's not you. It's your company. And I said, ma'am, I work for my company. I am a representative of my company. I am my company. And I can just go at any time, and we can just consider everything that's done to just be gratis, and I can just go. And that was when she kind of... I said it much more angry than that. I didn't cuss though. Honestly, the crazy thing is, I didn't cuss at her at all. Not even once. But I'm an asshole, and you're going to find out why it's so fun to be me sometimes. Alright? So, after that, she shut her fucking ass about the office. I was happy. At least now I can just be treated like a fucking slave instead of having to be treated like a slave while being bitched out about my company. So, God, my heart's fucking racing just reliving this shit. I was furious. So, I finished Task 2. Task 2 is drawn out ridiculously because at one point I had to change materials I was working with, which I thought might start a whole new fight. And believe me, I was prepared to remind her that at any point, I can just go. Didn't have to, though. We get through Task 2 in misery, right? As I'm finishing up Task 2, look, man, she pissed me off. And I'm an asshole. But I'm like really good at being an asshole. So, I pack up all my stuff. I go to the door, pull out my phone, bring up her stuff, and I go, it'll be 5:01:28. And she goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. And she goes, well, I'll pay you after you finish Task 3. And I'm like, okay, I'll finish Task 3, But like, I'm here now. I've got this all set up. You know, it's 50128. And she goes, well, I'll pay you when you're done with task 3. And I'm like, we're here now. I'm like, I'll do the rest of the work. I'm like, I have no problem doing the rest of the work. I honestly don't care. I'm like, none of this is that much of a thing to me. I'm more than happy to do the work. But it's 50128. How are you planning on paying for this? And she goes, well, I'm going to use my card. And I'm like, fantastic. And we're just sitting here staring at each other now for a second. And she realizes I'm waiting for the fucking card to appear. So, like a magic trick, right? So, it would have been so awesome if I'd have planned that and had a card. Oh, what a shame. So, she turns to walk away and she's like, I mean, I'll pay it. You know, I'm definitely going to pay it. And I'm like, well, look, I mean, if you're okay with paying it, it'll be 50128. How are you planning on paying for this? And she's like, well, I'm going to use my card, but, you know, nobody ever makes me pay before you guys finish the work. And I'm like, well, I'm going to finish the work. And she's like, well, you know, you're really making me feel kind of weird about this. And I'm like, well, honestly, you're really making me kind of feel weird about this. Like, if you're fine with paying, it's 50128. Like, or are you not going, like, is this going to be a thing? And she's like, no, I'm not a scammer. And I'm like, well, I'm not either. So if we're all going to be honest here, I'll do the work. I'm happy to do the work. It'll be 50128. And she walks away, bitching about it. And I'm like, well, all right. I'm like, well, I'll go ahead and get ready to do task 3. And she's like, well, I'll bring my card and pay. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. Now look. Was absolutely any of that necessary? Fuck no. But you want to know what it was? It was fun. It was fun, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It guaranteed that I got fucking paid. That there wasn't gonna be, well, you didn't do this, so I need you to adjust the price here. I don't have the authority to do that shit. But you know what I do have the authority to do? Collect 50128. And I'm not going to take any bitching about, well, they told me it was going to be this on the phone. Well, they told you it was going to be that on the phone, plus tax. Tax comes with it, you know. So, it's 50128. Like, I'm not going to take any shit. I'm getting the fucking money. Because I am not going to deal with, I really wish you'd have got the money, either. Because I was given a directive. I was given a text message that said to me, get the money. Yes, sir. No matter what it takes, I'm going to get that money. Well, all right, look. Not no matter what it takes. No matter what it takes, even if I have to be a prick. But I pretty much told her, I don't believe you're going to pay for this. I made that now the crux of the whole argument. All the bullshit with I want to lower the price, all the bullshit with you got to do twice the work, all the bullshit that is still fucking coming has entirely been flipped. Because now I've said, I don't believe you're going to pay me. I'm absolutely going to do the work, but I don't believe you're going to pay me. Now that's the problem, right? I have become the problem in her life because I'm calling her a scammer. Now it's funny because, again, this isn't a racial thing. It's cultural. So, right? Because there's scammers in all races, but who is generally calling you on the service line to get you to cancel the $600 package that you didn't order? I mean, look, again, we just got to lower the price. I've got to get a deal. This, you don't understand. This is a bazaar in fucking New Delhi. And I can haggle this shit as much as I want. Not anymore. Because now I don't believe that you're going to pay. Now I think you're a scammer. So I go out, put everything in the truck, get my pack on, and I go to start to do the work. And she follows in my shadow, with her husband now. Like, ever since I snapped at her, the husband had to be in the room with us every time. And I mean, I was just, yes, no, what next? Where are we going now? I kept everything moving. I didn't let her talk to me. We're not socializing. Like, this is not a conversation anymore. You decided you wanted to be this way and make this a fucking problem. And you got me to the point where I lost my tolerance. I have infinite fucking patience. I have zero tolerance. I will be patient with people a long way. But there is a point where patience turns into, well, now I need to tolerate this, and I don't fucking tolerate it. Right? When I realized this was going to be an hour to an hour and a half of fucking bullshit that I don't want to deal with, I started to change the dynamic. So, husband has to go with us everywhere now. Whatever. I'm not going to tag her. Jesus Christ. So, I go and I do task 3, and she points out all these other places that she wants things done. Fantastic. Do all that too. It'll be 5:01:28, and she's like, well, look, I just want to explain my perspective. And I kid you not, I'm sitting there with an iPad, crooked in my arm, and I looked at her like this. Through her entire speech, like 2 minutes of a speech. Every once in a while, I would turn on the iPad and check the time and see that I'm fucked for my 3 o'clock meeting because it's 2:58. So I sit there and I stare at her just. And then she would ask me a question, I would answer the question. But I swear, man, there was a point she lost my attention. Luckily, I did pay it. High school reflexes kicked in. I did actually comprehend the last thing she said. So I answered the question. She went on. I just stared at her blankly some more. She asked me another couple questions. I answered them. I said it'll be 5:01:28. She gave me the card. Got my truck. I fucking left. Dude, I was so furious. I drove like a couple of blocks away so that she wouldn't fucking come running out to the truck and decide that I had more shit to do. Drove a couple blocks away, filled out all the paperwork, did all the notes and everything, did everything properly, and I put one last thing in the office only notes. Add scheduling note. Never Andy per Andy. I never want to see that woman again. I will never do a fucking service for her again. It will not happen. In the 4 years that I have been in the industry that I currently work in, I have blacklisted 3 people. She is the 3rd person that I will not go back to their house. And I gotta tell you, the other 2, like honestly, this one is just a level above the other 2. The other 2 just lied to me. They had me come out at a certain time. They weren't fucking there. I called them. The office called them. Ghosted us. I left. They called the office. Hey, can you come back? I came back. I showed up. I knock on the door. And guess fucking what? They're not there again. Those were the first 2 situations where I said, never send me out to them again. And I was just annoyed. But this lady? Never. I will never go to that lady's house again. Unless they beg me. But yeah, that's kind of a work story. One dramatic event that I deal with every fucking day. Every day it's some version of that or all of that just spread out through the day. It's just like I was at a McDonald's and the kid taking out the trash. He sees the truck and I was having a cigarette and he's like, hey, what's like the worst thing you have to deal with? Like, what's the worst thing you've seen? I'm like, customers. That's the worst thing I have to deal with. Customers. Everything else is easy. The work is so easy. It's the fucking customers. The problem is always the audience.
What madness is this?
But yeah, the thing that truly amazed me about that whole situation is I never cussed at her, not even once. So there you go. Just saying, I am professional. I can do this shit. However, I'm just talking to the camera in front of my TV. So I cut loose here. Anyways, big news! Now look, you know that I absolutely just despise when I have to say, I told you so. About things that are really sad, like when people get murdered and shit like that, right? That I hate to do. But when it's something fucking stupid that you all should know better. Oh, I love saying I told you so. Gizzlane Maxwell had an interview with FBI people or whatever, right? And everybody was like, oh, she's going to talk about how Donald Trump raped all these kids, and Bill Clinton raped all these kids, and all these people raped all these kids, and like Hillary Clinton ate babies, and she's going to tell all this crazy shit. And everybody's all getting amped up. Oh, Gizzlane. We're going to get the Epstein files. And I was like, no, it's going to be fucking nothing. She's going to say nobody ever did anything, and she doesn't fucking know. But the interview happened. And everybody was on pins and needles with bated breath. Gizzlane. And the audio and the transcripts come out. And what happened? She said that Donald Trump never did anything inappropriate with anybody that she ever saw. She said that Bill Clinton never even went to the island. She said that Hillary Clinton only ate like 3 babies, which is fucking nothing. You know, we kill way more than that down the fucking block every day. She only ate like 3 babies. Whatever. And, you know, like Bill Gates, I don't even know who that is. Who's Bill Gates? And George Soros, no, he's smelly. And, anybody? Is there anybody? No, it was all just, you know, Jeffrey and other weird fucking people that, you know, like to fuck kids. Like, amazingly enough, when you live a double life, yeah, sure, you surround yourself with famous people. That doesn't mean that they're living a double life. There you go. That's fucking it. Nobody did nothing. Obviously, everybody just accepted that, right? Like, everybody that was like, well, now we're going to get the news. Now that they've got the news, they're all like, oh, well, that's what it is. Right? Right? Oh, no. No, that shit didn't happen at all. In fact, well, she's a pedophile. We can't trust anything that she says, man. Well, she's a fucking liar. She lied before. She's a fucking liar. Of course, everybody that I don't like is on one of those videos. Everybody I don't like is in that file. This is bullshit. I want the real Epstein files. And new flat earthers are born in droves. Like, look, man, do I believe it? Fuck no. She also said that she doesn't believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. At this point, I don't even care. Sure, I don't believe that he killed himself either. At this point, I don't even care. Like, dude, that lady today wore me down in like 30 minutes to where I finally said, you know, I got something to fucking tell you, bitch. Like, this shit has been going on for years. And it was all fine and well and good when everybody was still playing the game of, well, we're never going to find out what's going on. And now everybody's like, if we bitch enough and just don't believe anything you ever tell us, maybe you'll tell us the real secrets. And it's not going to happen. Because either A, there are no real secrets, because Donald Trump never did anything appropriate with any of the kids, and Bill Clinton never went to the island, and Hillary Clinton only ate 3 babies, and who the fuck is Bill Gates? Like either that's reality, or the fact that they're still trying to spin that as reality should tell you you're never going to know the big secrets. That's why they're secret. We don't tell the big secrets. Because you're asking all of the people who have been keeping the secret the whole time to tell you the secret. And you don't get to know the secret because you ain't in the fucking club. You don't know the handshake. Like, what? So, still no news on the Epstein files. Because apparently it's some bullshit. Like, honestly, I think what Donald Trump was trying to tell us when he turned the corner and turned this into the whole fucking thing is Democrat bullshit. It's all just another witch hunt. I think the reality of that statement is effectively like the same thing that Hillary Clinton did. Right? Hillary Clinton running for president, or when Barack Obama was running for president. And she hired a mouthpiece, like they all do, and sent that mouthpiece out to go, hey, you know, I think Barack Obama's great. I think it's wonderful that he's a Muslim. Oh, you didn't know that Barack Obama was a Muslim? Oh, yeah, he's a devout Muslim. Oh, yeah, he's definitely a Muslim. Right? And I mean, you know, I think it's fantastic that he wasn't even born in America. That's a great thing. He wasn't born in America, and he's a Muslim. That's fantastic. And people lost their fucking minds. And it didn't work, and he beat her, and either way, we were fucked. But nevertheless, we were fucked by Barack Obama instead of Hillary Clinton. There you go. And Donald Trump jumped on that shit. He's not an American citizen. Hillary Clinton told me she's not an American citizen. And then Donald Trump decided to make that shit his. I'm saying that he's not an American citizen. And so Hillary Clinton said, well, he didn't even believe that Barack Obama was American. And it's like, bitch, you didn't fucking believe it. You started it, you dumb hoe. I think it's that shit. I think that the Democrats said Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. And Donald Trump said, I'm not in the Epstein files. Bill Clinton's in the Epstein files. And all the Democrats said, no, Donald Trump's in the Epstein files. And all the Republicans said, no, it's Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton's a bad guy. And everybody decided that whoever it is that I hate is in that fucking file. I know it. And I'm not accepting anything that isn't everybody I hate is in that file. And it turned into a thing where Donald Trump again decided to fucking take it and make it his own. And then he gets in office and he's like, alright, let me see these files. And he's like, oh, this isn't shit. Well, we can release this not shit. And they're going to be mad. What am I going to do? And they said, just blame it all on the Democrats. And he went, okay. And now he's saying, it's a witch hunt. It's Democrat shit. Fuck them. I'm making peace over here. This is stupid. Why are we even talking about this shit? I'm trying to stop wars, motherfucker. I just stopped Rwandans from killing each other. Or whatever. We're killing some other fucking country. I don't even know what the Rwanda thing is. We Rwandans were fucking going crazy. And he stopped that shit. And he stopped the thing with India and Pakistan. and he's trying to stop the thing with Ukraine and Russia, but both of them are shitheads, and he's trying to keep everybody else from fighting. He's just the man in the middle of the room going, no, 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 no. Why are we dealing with this dumb shit? Because nothing's gonna fucking happen. Nobody's gonna get indicted because there's nobody you fucking know, because it's all random crazy people that fuck kids. And we've already picked all them up because they're fucking nobody. They're pedophiles that were friends with Jeffrey Epstein. The fuck little girls. Those are the people that were... Who's Gizzlane trafficking kids to? Jeffrey Epstein. Whoa. Well, I mean, like, how many girls did he need? A different one for every night if he could. Like, are you fucking kidding me? He's a dude that fucks little girls. He's got billions of dollars in a private island where he can fuck little girls. He's gonna need somebody to get little girls so he can fuck them. And it's Gizzlane. Gizzlane got the little girls. Well, it's only just for Jeffrey? Oh, is that too fucking hard to understand? Maybe. Quite possibly. And I'm sure he knew other pedophiles. They all run into each other online when they're doing pedophile shit, and they become pedophile friends, and they trade pictures, and they try to fuck kids. And Jeffrey Epstein, that's the dude you want to go to if you want to fuck kids. So he probably knew a bunch of fucking pedophiles. But I know that all those pedophiles are people that I hate, and they're in those videos. And, you know, I agree. All the people I hate are in those videos too. I don't believe that Bill Clinton never went to that fucking island. And I don't believe that Hillary Clinton only ate 3 babies. That's bullshit. She has eaten far more babies than that. It was just so funny. The build-up of, oh man, here we go, we're going to get the news. And then they get the news. And, oh, fuck that shit, I don't believe her. No, I want the real news. How many more times are we going to go through this? I don't know. But at the end of the day, guess what? Nothing's going to happen. Either A, because there ain't shit that's going to happen, because they're going to keep feeding us this until we forget about it. Or B, the fact that they're still feeding us this should tell you we're never going to know. There you go.